Make sure you subscribe to RH Art and Craft Lounge, like, and hit that bell. Hello, y'all. This is Russell Hunsucker from RH Art and Craft Lounge. I'm gonna do an instructional for y'all today. Another instructional. It's gonna be part one of series 2 on another landscape. So I'm gonna start with the vibrant skies, because y'all know I love them vibrant skies. Well, I told y'all gonna see though. So without further ado, let's get into this lesson. I'm gonna start with my 2-inch brush. It's nylon. You can get these anywhere. Hobby Lobby, Michaels, Blick. And y'all see I don't have a canvas, so I gotta create a canvas. So the wind's blowing out here, a little windy. I'm gonna be working with the basic colors. This right here is your primary blue, primary red, primary yellow. If y'all don't know about the primary colors, please go back to the first video. And I usually try to use sometimes I use some secondary or tertiary colors, but I'm just going to be using all primary colors. So, today I'm going to be shooting for more of a red-orange sky, okay? Now I'm going to have very, very little blue into it. So, I'm going to start with a little bit of water on the canvas as usual. Very lightly, not too much, because you don't want this right here to be running. You don't want your sky to be running. Alright. And I like to make my skies the main focal point of my paintings. Sometimes I'll make the landscape more of a focal point. Um, if y'all ever get a chance to go into the Fibonacci sequence, it can be a little difficult, but basically what it does is it gives you a point of where you can bring, it's a mathematical formulation of where you can bring the eye to a focal point, good focal point. So if I was to break it down simply, basically what you would do is you would break your canvas down into thirds, okay? Thirds this way, diagonally and vertical, and the point that you would want to be your focal point would be like where the lines intersect. So I'm gonna start up top without further ado. I'm gonna take some of this white gesso. I'm gonna start up here. It's like the primer, remember. Okay. And if you're just learning, if you're practicing, you're following along, you can actually, don't worry about messing up, because if you mess up, there's no such thing as messing up. You can always paint over it and start again. And maybe we will make that a lesson too, how you paint over a canvas. Something that my mentor, Terry Ballot, taught me. He taught me pretty much all of this, and some of the artists that I learned from. Okay, now got the gesso on there. Now I'm gonna start up top, and I'm gonna go with orange. Actually red. I'm gonna take some red, put it on here. Remember, your darker colors is gonna be up top, because that's how you get your perspective and your depth. So I'm gonna start up here, and it might even turn a little pink up here, which is cool, because it'll be a vibrant sky. And I'm gonna do these X strokes. Come down. Get some over here on the side. Remember, this is acrylic, so you gotta work fast. So as you see, when I'm going down, it gets lighter, lighter and lighter. Okay? Which is what I want. Alright. Put just a tad bit more up here because I want it to be kind of right. And them egg strokes, you will see, will give interest to your painting. Okay. Alright. Rinse this painting out. Paint out of this brush. Wipe it off. Remember, you don't want to taint your colors. So you want to dry your brush out pretty good. Alright. And now I'm going to take some of this primary yellow and I'm going to come from the bottom. Okay. And I want a good bit, you know. Alright. So basically I'm just creating the horizon line right there. Come right here along the corners, get some on there. Alright, and now I'm going to do the egg stroke, come up. It's like a figure 8, you know, just imagine you doing a figure 8 over here. When something happens, the good thing about acrylic is very forgivable. You can add on top of it, add, but usually you want to work from your dark to your lighter colors. I'm kind of, so I start with the red, and as I explained before, hopefully y'all understand the concept of Roy Jabiv, or you checked into it. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, which is the natural progression of color. So I'm going to take and just bring this paint, this yellow on up in here. Egg strokes. Your wrist light. Okay. So I want a little bit more orange in this area right here. Because like I said, I like those vibrants. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take just a dab of red right here. And remember, red and yellow makes a secondary color, and the secondary color is orange. So I'm going to take this and just go right there. Alright. Put just a dab more yellow right there. And you can see that orange right there starting to come out. So now, I'm going to come back and blend this now. Dry your brush. And with your blending, you don't want to overblend. Because if you overblend, you take away the interest from your sky. So I'm going to come right here at the bottom, and I'm just going to lightly brush over it. And you see how it softens those colors in there. But I'm not doing it so hard, so you see some of this interest in there that come from the X brush strokes. I'm not doing it so hard that I'm going to take away all of that. I just want to make it a little bit softer. Come all the way up. Make sure you got your canvas color. And remember, I told you the progression of colors is going to go from, you're going to start with your dark and then goes to the lighter. What it does is that's your depth. That's how you can tell that it's going backwards. So basically it's an eye trick. You playing a trick on the eye. So up top, I'm going to add just a little bit more red to give a little bit more depth to it. Okay? And like I said, if you don't get it, it's okay. This might be your first painting. Once again, acrylic is very forgiving. So if you don't like it, you can take your gesso come over here, paint over it, and start you another painting. Or you can take paint and go on top of a certain color that you don't like. Maybe bring a little bit of this down here if you want to. There's rules to this, but don't be afraid to break the rules to this sometimes, because you might create something very interesting. See what I done right there? I put little U's in there so it looks like there's clouds there and there's wind blowing into the clouds. Okay, so I'm gonna stop because you don't want to overwork it. You don't want to overdo it. With that being said, y'all make sure that y'all subscribe to this channel and hit that bell so that whenever I have a new video come out, you'll be alarmed to it, and press a like to the video. Thank you.